New styles for October 2024. Let me do a full walkthrough of all of the styles for you guys. One quick note is we've had a lot of questions on the spare tire bags, which some of you saw us preview at some events over the last months. Just a quick note that one of the main materials for the tire bags was delayed. So those bags are not going to be part of this launch. We're looking at probably late November, maybe into December for those bags, but we'll keep you informed as soon as those are ready to launch. Also, if you're watching today on YouTube, then we'll have chapter markers down below. So if you don't want to watch the entire thing and you want to skip through to a new style, you can know where to skip forward to. I'm going to start with the Tiger Trove, the Tiger Trove EDC Pouch. This is a great product. If you know our Tenkile Tech Pouch, then the Tiger Trove is a little bit of a smaller pouch. Great for carrying EDC items. This is one of my favorites. This is actually the one that I use here. And in it, you can see I've got it loaded up with all kinds of stuff that I carry during travel. Allows me to be super organized. We've got the same pass-through zippered pocket that we do on the Tenkile Tech Pouch, which allows you to open the inside and grab items. In this case, I've got some chapstick. I've got my phone tripod. I can access those from the inside, or I can access those from the outside pocket. The great thing about this, I love this when I take it on a plane. When I get to my seat, I reach in my backpack, I pull this out, I put my backpack up top or down below in the seat in front of me, and this is all I need during travel because it's got all my charging cords. Like I said, it's got my tripod for my phone, my earbuds. If I'm gonna be on a longer flight and I need to actually charge, and there is seat power, I've got my charging brick. I've got my cable. Obviously, if I'm on a plane, I don't have my knife, but if I'm traveling in a way that allows me to have a knife, I've got one knife always on me. Sometimes I want to switch it up, so I'll bring my spare knife. The zipper pull, of course, includes the spare micro SD card, like you've seen on our Tenkile. That now has our Step 22 logo lasered on the back of it as well. Now, the Tiger Trove does come in two sizes. This is the standard size. And then just here in front, you'll see we've got the long size. So for comparison, there it is, standard versus long. Let me open the long one. Basically, the long one's just going to give you almost twice the storage. You see it, instead of one pocket on this side, now you've got two pockets. You've got various width of elastic pockets here on this panel. Same pass-through pocket on this side where you can access that from the inside of the bag or from the outside. So that's just a pass-through. Goes down like that. If you've got charging bricks or more cables or anything, so you just, if you are carrying a lot more stuff, this still fits great in your backpack, in the glove box. Doesn't really matter how you're traveling, it just allows you to carry more gear. And if you want some quick access items on the front, we've got that elastic red band. You can stuff some stuff in there. On both the mini and the standard, of course, we've got loop Velcro for your patches. So if you want to label what's in, if you have multiple of these or you want to put your name on it, you can stick those on the front. Another thing is if you're into the Apple AirTags, most of our main styles now have hidden pockets for the Apple AirTags. So both of the Tiger Troves have pockets for the Apple AirTags in them. So if you ever lose it or if it should get stolen, you at least have a chance to maybe get it back. Next, let's take a look at the Tenkile Grande. So what I have here is our original Tenkile, which most of you already know. And this was a pretty big hit right out the gate, and it's perfect for smaller items. So in this one, I've got a mini drone with a remote control and a couple spare batteries. We had a lot of customer requests for being able to store larger drones, real cameras with lenses, and just more kit for tech. So we took the customer feedback and created the Tenkile Grande, which is what we have here. So this is just a Grande version of the original Tenkile. The back did change a little bit. It actually includes a padded shoulder strap, which I'll show you in just a second here, but that's what the two loops here are for. So let me open this guy up and give you a look on the inside. So you can see it opens just the same way that the original Tenkile opened. You still got that built-in workspace. You see I've already, just as an example, have a larger drone here. Here's the padded shoulder strap that it's going to come with. So that's the adjustable padded shoulder strap. And just a few minor updates to the interior. Both the back wall and front wall of the interior main compartment are now loop. So if you've got any hook backed items, smaller pouches or anything, you can stick those on there. The main construction of the main compartment is the same, which has built in what I call wings and allow you to do multiple ways to configure this. And what these allow you to do, if you had a couple drones, you've got your charger, a camera, multiple lenses, rather than have everything run into each other, now you can create a compartment for each item. So you could put, say, a drone, you could put a lens, you could put your camera. If you've got just larger items, you just unvelcro the center there. And there's hook and loop throughout the interior. So you could just have one large compartment, you can pull one wing out, to put stuff in here. So really the loadout here is customized to whatever you're carrying that particular day. Still have that front zippered pocket. Now on the interior of the zippered pocket, there's the main compartment, which is full width, and you've also got two stretch pockets that are split. So if you've got smaller items that you want to keep housed, you can put those in there. Of course, the zipper puller is the spare micro SD card holder, so you always have emergency backup spare micro SD. On the front panel as it pops down, you've got that zippered pocket, which gives you that mid-zip. So you've got some more volume here. Now note that if you're going to load the main compartment packed really tight, that's going to limit what you can put in the front pocket. You're not going to want to put anything in the front pocket that takes up a lot of the volume, because when you go to close it, the main pocket is going to fight with the main front pocket is going to fight with the main back storage area. If you've got a lighter loadout here, you can store items in the front pocket, because you'll have a little bit of room for the rear pocket to push in as you close. And like with the standard Tenkile, the Tenkile Grande, that pocket can be accessed from the outside as well. So if you want to grab something quickly that's in that pocket, you can do it from the outside. And then 4 stretch pockets on the interior of the lid, which is great for keeping your smaller items super organized. Of course, it's got our Easy Write patch on the top. So if you wanted to write on there what your loadout is, if your loadout changes, sometimes it's a drone, sometimes it's a camera, those are swappable. We can laser these for you. So if you see online, you can either buy these plain, or we can laser whatever you want to have written on there. And like I mentioned with the start of the Tenkile Grande, this one comes with that padded shoulder strap, which is adjustable. So you've just got those hooks on there. And now you take your Tenkile Grande Tech Pouch, and you've basically turned it into a sling bag. So when you're on the go, you've got a nice, easy way to carry that. So that is the Tenkile Grande. Next, let me show you the Tortoise Grande. Start by showing you our standard Tortoise. This is the Tortoise that you all have come to know and many have come to love. So the one update to the all black version of the Tortoise is no more split black and red YKK zippers. Now we've got the YKK all black zipper for that. So this is the original Tortoise, and now I'll show it to you next to the Tortoise Grande. So you get an idea there about how the scale size has gone up. This is also another product that is based on feedback from you, our customers, and saying, hey, the original Tortoise just didn't have quite enough room. So we took it and we made a Grande version. So the layout, the design is really kind of exactly the same, just blown up. Still got that large rear compartment for all of your toiletry items. So now you can fit more and also larger as you do your travel, if you're going to be on the road for a long time, or you just don't like using really small toiletries. The only main change to the Grande is there's no more hanging hook. The standard Tortoise had a hanging hook in the back, so in case you got someplace and you had no place to set it down, you had that hanging hook. It's not ideal, but it still makes it usable. This one is just too big, it's too large, it's too Grande. where that hanging hook just doesn't work. With all the weight in here, it just wouldn't work that well. So we did remove the hanging hook from the Tortoise Grande. You've got some vented MonoMesh on the top, so if you do have stuff that you put away a bit wet, you're going to get a little bit more of ventilation here. Of course, when the bag is closed, it's not going to vent that well, so that more is more for when the bag is open. That MonoMesh, breathable mesh, also carried through to the removable pouch. The longer pouch, if you got an electronic toothbrush or larger items that you want to keep out of the main item, perfect for that. It also does include the loop strip. So if you wanted to go travel and you didn't want to take the whole Tortoise, maybe you're staying in a hotel or you're camping or anything, but you want to just take some items with you, you put that loop strip on the back of the hook, because hook's super abrasive, so whatever bag you put that in, you don't want to hurt it. You would just attach that loop strip. So that loop strip will be inside there. This one does come with a mirror as well. It's a larger mirror since it's the Tortoise Grande. So that mirror will stick on there. It stores in the front pocket or down below. So if you don't need it, you can get it out of the way. And other than that, yeah, you've still got your built-in workspace. Like I said, largely it's the Tortoise, just a Grande version. That is the Tortoise Grande. Okay, next let me show you Grevy's grip pouch. So a lot of you know our Qual Cubes packing cubes. We had a lot of requests for bags that would be able to go mount on a rigid molly panel or say like a carpeted wall in your camper. So what we did is we started with the Qual Cubes and basically made a few adjustments to make them work to put up on a wall vertically mounted. So we took the zipper that was on the Qual Cube, the zipper's on the top edge and goes all the way around and basically gives you a lid to pop open. With the Grevy's grip pouch, we stopped the zipper halfway down the side and moved it to the middle. So you can see there the way that opens. And what that does, that allows you, when you do have this mounted on a wall, is you can kind of pull down to put your stuff in, take your stuff out. You can kind of see everything that's in it. And that zipper stops halfway. If it went all the way down, obviously your stuff would fall out. So that's kind of the reason for that. And then on the back side, we've got that Velcro hook. You'll see here that they all come with loop strips attached, because if you're hanging to a molly panel or some way using the PAL Styles attachment, you don't want that exposed hook because it's very harsh. So they all come with those loop strips. And you could use a couple pieces from our Molly Hook It to pass through here. You could hang it on hooks, you could hang it on a headrest, you can hang it various ways so that both the top row and the lower row have those pass-throughs. So you can pass items through like so. This is the small version. Then we've also got the medium version shown here in multicam, and then the large version. All of them, the design is the same, so you just have one general compartment to load everything in, and then you've got the quick access mil-spec mesh pocket on the front, so smaller items that you can see and you want to grab without having to go into the whole bag, you can do that easily. So these are Grevy's grip pouch, small, medium, and large. Let me get those out of the way, and let's bring in the Pangolin Mini. Pangolin Mini is a tool roll. A lot of you know our Pangolin tool roll, the standard size, the original. And again, a lot of customer feedback requested a mini version of that. Smaller tools, smaller tool kits. So we took the standard Pangolin and essentially shrunk it down. Now, if you know the Hedgehog toiletry roll, the size of the Pangolin Mini is based on the Hedgehog toiletry roll, just with a few changes. The Hedgehog on the top half has two smaller pockets and a pouch on the top end. What we've done with the Pangolin Mini, like the Pangolin, is give you a wrench roll, a wrench roll mini. So this is just a smaller version of our full-size wrench roll. So obviously you're not going to fit large wrenches in here or large tools, but you've got all your pockets to put your smaller tool set in here. Pro tip for this one, for the women, I hear that this is a great way to store brushes for your makeup, about the right height and So I think some people may end up using the Pangolin Mini Tool Roll for a makeup kit. So that's the wrench roll mini. This will also, you'll get a loop strip that you can put on the back of the hook if you don't want to attach the wrench roll the entire time. If you want to put it off to the side to use it, you can do that, and that way that hook's not exposed. Behind the wrench roll mini, there's a zippered pocket, so you can put smaller tools in there that are a bit more flat. A coated mesh pocket, zippered pocket on top, so you can see all the stuff that you got loaded in there. This does have a hook, of course, just like the Hedgehog toiletry roll. You've got the hook in there, so you can hang this up while you're using it. And also like the Hedgehog, if you are using it while it's hanging, the attached bag now acts as kind of a dump pocket, so you can drop your tools in there while you're working on the job that you're working on. You don't lose anything. Everything's just always there when you need it. When you're done, you know where your tools are. You can put them back in your pouches and go up. If that bag does get in the way, you can roll it up and stow it away just like you do on the Hedgehog Mini. It also works if you're using it as flat, not only when it's hung, but that attached bag while you're using your tools. Every tool goes in and out of the attached bag. Then when you're done, again, everything goes back into your pockets and pouches. Like the Hedgehog, both of these pouches are removable. One is the breathable MonoMesh. One is our standard coated mesh, which you guys are already used to. Put this guy back on here, so that's the wrench roll mini, and tuck the hook in. And then when you're all done, just like the Pangolin and the Hedgehog, you roll that back in there. We've got that compression cord, which allows you to take some slack out of the top end, and that is the Pangolin Mini Tool Roll. Now, another thing that we saw a lot of people doing with their Pangolin, their standard Pangolin, was loading up tools, wrenches and everything, rolling it into the attached bag, and then still trying to stuff drills, power tools, extension cords into it. It's not really designed that way. Some of you made it work, but it's not ideal. So what we did is give you something that's basically what you've been asking for, and that's the same format. It's the bag from the Pangolin tool roll. But in this case, we removed the roll part. So show you here, it's basically a general carry bag. Now this flap here allows you, once you load it up with your tools, to have something to cover everything up. That is also loop. So if you have anything that's hooked back that you wanted to attach this, smaller items, smaller pouches or anything to house some smaller tools. If you don't have your standard Pangolin and you wanted to incorporate them into your Pangolin tool pouch, you can do that. Also on the interior, there is a mil-spec mesh pocket. So if you've got smaller items, you could still put those in there, not kind of lose them in that black hole. And then when you're all done, ready to go, you just take that pouch and put it over your items, tuck it in. Same style closure as you find on the standard Pangolin, the Hedgehog, and now the Pangolin Mini, which allows you to give some compression to that top. So just keep everything housed nice and tight. You also get that measuring card on the front. I also always recommend that people put their card in here with your name and your contact info if you do happen to lose your Pangolin or your Pangolin tool pouch in this case, and someone honest finds them, you have a chance to get your tools back. We do have two pass-through straps, both on the front and on the back. If you wanted to strap this down, if you've got, say you've got your razor or whatnot and you want to bring some tools, but you don't want this to be hopping around the trail, you can strap it down that way. And also notice that we did full wrap handles. So we get a lot of questions on what kind of weight our products can carry. The reason we do the full wrap handles is because that basically allows you to load these up with just about whatever you want, and you're never going to hit a maximum load capacity. So that is the Pangolin tool pouch. I already mentioned a little bit about the new MonoMesh. It's a breathable mesh, and you see it here in one of our smaller pouches. We do have a number of products now that are also incorporating the breathable MonoMesh. So you can see those online, and some of the products now will come with both versions of the pouches. One will be the standard coated mesh that you're used to, and also the breathable mesh. So that's a rundown of all the new styles that are live now. They're on step22gear.com. If you have any questions, go to the product listing pages for the new styles. You're probably going to find the answers there. If you have questions that you don't find there, please let us know, because we'll try to answer those questions and list them on the product web pages for those who may have the same questions, and we'll also respond to you directly, of course. That's going to be about it for now. As always, I could not care less if you like, share, and subscribe this, because who cares? But if you like Step 22 gear, I do ask that you tell a friend.